Welcome to the Take Your Shot podcast. We're here with Noah Halford, videographer and editor for UT Football. Do we need to give a shout out to HumblePod for letting us use their setup? This is my best friend and coworker, Bryce.
What's up, everybody?
All right, man. So how long have you been a content creator for UT?
Well, I started back, it was around March 2022. Actually, when I got the job, I thought it was a graphic design / photography role. Didn't really know it was video because it really didn't say it in the job description that it was video. And at my previous job with Chase Elliott, I was more of a graphic designer / photographer and did a little bit of video. But yeah, so getting to Tennessee, I didn't even know I was doing video. But I had started with video. Okay. I was like, oh, video? I was like, I can do that. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll rock with that. We were just getting into spring practice then, which we actually are in right now. It was like I got here like day before spring practice, which was like kind of thrown in the fire there, just like because spring practice is pretty intense. You know, it's like it was honestly a tough transition there for a little bit because I was living in another place and I was having to drive back and forth a little bit. It was like 3 hours, and man, I did not like it at first. I was like, man, this is a lot. There's a lot of information, and in the football world, you got to transition really quickly. It's not like, you know, when you get a other job, you know, it's like, oh, you get like a month to move in or like 2 weeks, you know, to get set up. Football is like, dude, you're here now, like you're going, like it's you know, 4 days, like you get the job and you're there like a couple days later and you're working, you know. So it was intense at the first, but you know, grinded out and got through that, and you know, it was the best thing that's really ever happened to me so far, besides, you know, like my wife and kids. So like,
you're a busy guy. You're a busy guy. It was actually hard to get you on the podcast because
I know, bro.
I think I asked you like when our babies were born, and actually, fun fact, our babies were born on the same day.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes apart.
Yeah.
That's crazy, actually.
My daughter was born 9:35 or something like that. Right.
10:25.
Yep. That's crazy. Like an hour. Yeah.
Ever since, you know, as you know now, like when you have a kid, life changes completely, and
for the better.
For the better, for sure.
Overall,
it definitely took a hit on, like, I can't really respond to DMs much anymore. Like I can't really, you know, on my own. And so we're on spring break right now, so I'm going to use that opportunity to like kind of catch up because I feel like I haven't been able to since he was born.
Valuable, like
100%.
When you have a kid, it's just like, should I spend this time going and do a freelance thing here or not? It's just like, But,
so
cool.
can you touch on just a little bit about like how your guys' department kind of works, I guess, and what, because I feel like there's so much more that goes on than kind of exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, videography.
Enter the new title.
So it's a little confusing. So I'm sure you've heard of VFL Films. Really popular. People around here know who VFL Films is, and it was started by a guy named Barry a long time ago. He's like the founder. He's the GOAT. You know, he's awesome. Met him a couple times, but so we have VFL Films who they do video. Anything video for all sports. So they're covering, they're at football, they're at baseball, basketball, etc., everything. And then you have 151 Creative, which is the athletics graphic designers and photographers, and Andrew Ferguson and Kate Luffman are the...
Okay, I know Kate. She's really cool.
Yeah, she's awesome. We call her Tough Kate because everything we see of her, she's like, dude, that's so tough.
But she really is. She's amazing.
She's great. So those are like the two main athletics photographers, and then Evan Ford is the main graphic designer, and he's doing golf, basketball, baseball, football. Dude, he's doing it all, and he's like the lead. He's like our lead designer, like of, you know, he's the guy who's like, oh, our look should be like this, and he takes ideas from everybody, but like he's the main guy that makes Tennessee look the way it does, which is really cool responsibility, and he does a great job, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he's really talented. So you have VFL Films, 151 Creative, and then you have us, who's football specific. So we're a group of 4 people. My boss, his name is John Gargiulo. He oversees me, Luke, and Trey. Trey is the graphic designer and photographer for football specifically, and then Luke and I are the video content creators, shooters, editors on the football side specifically. Cool. And some people may be like, well, football is only, in the fall and in the winter, like, but we're doing, you know, spring practice. I mean, all practices. Even in the fall, we're doing recruiting. Recruiting's a full year-round gig.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, recruiting.
Yeah, we're doing all those videos and stuff for recruits.
I'm sure that there's like, I always thought that there's more to your role,
Yeah.
you know, than just like the awesome edits that you've been putting out. I'm sure that there's more to it. And so, yeah, I'm sure recruiting and a lot of those.
Oh yeah,
videos
no,
in there.
I mean, we're at a lot of things. Like anything the team's doing, like sometimes I'll just go to like Gatlinburg. We have player development at Tennessee, which is really cool. It's a group of 3 guys leading it up. It's just guys just, you know, feeding into our players and
it's important.
Yeah, 100%, and making sure they're set up for after football. And we'll do all the NFL draft stuff, combine, pro day, all that stuff. That's quite a bit of
so it's not all like, I mean, I guess if you could align a percentage of like what we see on your social versus what you actually do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like probably your social is just like what percentage do you think?
Oh, dude, it's just like games and practices really. Like I don't and sometimes like jersey reveals and like some fun animations that I've done.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's
that's
literally
probably like
just like
50%.
You're like, oh, that's a cool sound.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's so sick.
But yeah, I mean, stuff I post is probably like, it's just kind of like the extra thing that I'm just like, oh, like I made a video, like, oh, I like some of these shots from it. I kind of want to show those. So I'll just throw them on the, you know,
That's so
the Bow Instagram or whatever.
How long have you been into video?
Yeah, so I started I used to have a GoPro when I was a kid, you know, and like making little movies on iMovie and stuff like that. And like with
iMovie is the beginner.
Yeah.
I love it.
With the stupid, like I used to make like little fun explosions and stuff. Like, you know, I
still
mean, you
make
guys
those
did.
explosions.
Yeah.
We're over here like, oh, we still do that shit.
Really kind of started that in high school. I remember taking my GoPro. We got to go to the Bahamas, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna like make a cool little travel video," you know? Because like, dude, back in like 2015, 2016,
so
travel
huge.
videos were like
that was the
amazing.
thing. Sam Calder,
dude,
freaking Sam
Calder,
Calder,
dude,
blue and orange.
Dude, oh my gosh, yes, and I still do that.
Same.
But I took the GoPro, made a little edit on my phone, and I was like, dude, this is so sick. Like, and then I posted on Twitter, and pretty sure GoPro like liked it or something like that. And I was like, bro.
You feel like when GoPro reached out, I remember I was in college and GoPro emailed me and they were like, hey, we like a handful of these pictures that I took in front of Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. And dude, the same thing. You were like, oh my God, I made it. I did it.
The rush you feel. You're just like, whoa, dude.
What's happening right now?
So that spurred into an internship at my church back in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, shooting. I would go to like camps and stuff, shoot the camps and edit a little hype video or whatever and stuff like that. And really set me up for when I got to college. I kind of knew a lot of things already that other people didn't know with like Premiere and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And so getting into college, I'm doing, I happened upon a gig with the football team. It was for coaches film, so not creative film or anything. It's literally filming the plays at practice. So not very creative at all. I got into that, but I knew I wanted to like get into the creative space. So I was like, hey, can I like make some hype videos for like the team? And like we can post them on our own we had a Twitter account that we posted videos on. It was called Middle Tennessee State Recruiting Account. And they weren't going on the main or anything like that, but they were like, yeah, you can make a little hype video each week and put it on there. So I started doing that. And then people started really liking them, and I was like, okay. It was like the GoPro liking the tweet again. I was like, people are liking these. Like, this is kind of cool. Like, I'm enjoying this. And it was a lot of hours. Like, sometimes, like, I'd be in my room editing, and, like, my friends, I could hear them, like, out hanging out, having a good time, gaming. And I'm just, like, in my room in a cave. Just
that's how it is, man. The grind.
You know, but I appreciate those times now because, you know, I learned a lot. After I graduated, I got a job. It was a coach's film job. So, like I said, filming the plays, but I got a job internship at Georgia. So I was like, okay, that'd be good to have that on my resume. And that's kind of why I went, because I thought it'd be a really good opportunity. And like, figured somebody'd see that and be like, oh, this guy worked at Georgia. Great, you know? And so went there, coach's film, not really what I want to do, but I started making the motivationals, which every team makes a little hype video for the team that plays before the game. And they just play in the hotel. It's all internal, but they gave that to me, and I was able to be creative, and I kind of ran with it, and they loved it. And I also made a deal with my boss at the time at Georgia that I could like take photos during like a half of football, and I'll film the other half, like coaches film. So like just kind of like figuring out, like making my own opportunities.
Trying to find ways to just get more.
I knew I wanted to do
back.
it. Yeah.
Because then you can take that in your own time and invest your own
100%.
time into it, and then say, "This is what I did."
100%.
Like,
So that's kind of what I was doing, and then finally got my first real opportunity to be in the social media world and do actually what I want to do. When I got a call from Chase Elliott's like agent who works at Pro Sport Management, and he found me through the staff directory at Georgia, which I was like, well, that worked out.
Yeah,
you know?
It's nice.
And offered me the job to go be Chase Elliott's personal like social media guy, which I didn't even know about NASCAR. Like I didn't really know about it at all. You know, now I'm like, dude, I'm obsessed with NASCAR now. Like I'm a big motorsports guy now because I know about it. But then I was like, dude, I was like kind of hesitant, but I was like, it's my first opportunity to, you know, get into it. So I might as well like feel it out, see what we got.
Absolutely.
It was great. I got to travel around and go to races, and it was a whole new world. But I got to create and take photos, do graphic design, do video, like, and not have to do. It was like I get to do what I want now, not
be more creative.
not have to do, you know, like something I don't want to do, and then what I want to do on the side. It was just like, oh, I get to do this now full time, which is great. And then I get a call from Tyler McIntyre, who's now the Chief Creative Officer at Tennessee. He knew my boss at Georgia. So he called me. He was like, heard you do great stuff. You want to come to Tennessee? And I was like, dude, it's like my dream phone call. Like this is...
That's so sick to get a phone call like that, for sure.
It was crazy because I didn't apply for the... I applied for the Georgia job. I didn't apply for the Chase Elliott job. They called me and asked me, and then with the Tennessee job, like I didn't apply or anything. I just got a phone call, and
That's sick.
You know, it's crazy how things work out and how kind of the pieces fell together.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Yeah.
So how did shooting kind of grow for you? I mean, what were you shooting on when you kind of first started?
Dude.
After the GoPro?
I think everyone starts on a Canon.
Oh, dude.
Canon T3i.
Phone.
Phone.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, so GoPro, and then Mom did get me. She got me this red like Canon T6i, and I was like, "This is the sickest thing." It was red. And I was like, this is awesome.
The red is the.
Yeah. I was like, "This is sick." So Canon, a little bit like the lower end Canon cameras. Then I got the A7S II, and then I was like, "Dude, Sony is sick." Yeah. Like I got my first taste. I was like, "This is I can do photo and video, kind of like, and it looks, but they both look good."
Yeah.
Like,
what's going on here?
And then I got the A7 III, which I used when I worked with Chase Elliott, and that was really good for photos. Like, still holds up today with photos and stuff. It absolutely. And then at Tennessee, that's when I was exposed to the FX6, which everyone knows me now for using that camera.
It's a monster.
Yeah, it's great, and I didn't know what I was doing with it at first because it's pretty intimidating looking at it. You're just like, dude, this is like, where's the on button?
That's so sick. They got their servers, like you just shoot, and like, you don't have to worry about storage or anything. Like you just
go, if we can, more of the editing part. This is obviously the viral video that you created, and well, it was a team effort. But yeah, let's kind of break it down if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
First off, I have a question. I've heard this is not actually Dante Thornton.
No, that's Jacoby Thomas.
Okay, but he's wearing number 1.
So yeah, we didn't really think it was gonna get in the shot. We really didn't think it was gonna matter.
Yeah.
But then we also didn't think it was gonna blow up this much. And so like when we saw it
blew up,
get traction, then we were like, and we saw ESPN post like Dante Thornton was in the jersey, and was like, first off, it didn't really look like him. Like Dante's kind of tall, taller than me, you know. Like, I actually had this idea a year ago, but I didn't know how to do it at that point. I felt a lot more comfortable this time doing it because kind of learned Blender a little bit with doing the Lego stuff. And the guy who helps me out with that, his name is Corey Honaker. He is a wizard with Blender, and he's taught me a lot of stuff about it. And he helped me out with a lot of this stuff. And so I felt like we could actually pull this one off. So when it came time, we were like, and also this is like 2 days before we shoot it. Honestly, not even that. It was like a day. Dang. We're like, guys, we need to do this dark mode shoot. We were like, okay, I have this idea. Like we can do Venom. Like pulled up the scene of like Spider-Man 3, Peter Parker getting tore up by the Venom or whatever. I was like, I think we could pull this off. I think this could be cool. So Luke, who was the other video guy in my same role, L Productions, he had this idea. He was like, what if like Jacoby's looking at himself in the mirror and like, because I didn't want to reveal the dark mode until like he got ate up by the venom. I wanted to like keep it a secret, even though it really wasn't. But he was like, well, what if it was like a evil kind of staring at him in the mirror or something like that. And I was like, that'd be cool. And I did it, and it looked really good. And I was like, okay, yeah, it works. I like it.
Deal.
And this next part is what? Blender?
So this is Blender. So I created the symbiote kind of thing in Blender, and then Corey, this is actually crazy. This isn't the count. This is like a 3D modeled counter to make it look.
I was about to say, is this a picture that you froze? No, this is all 3D.
Yeah. So I got images of it, but Corey, he just modeled it himself, and he was like, it's just gonna be easier with me that way.
So the foot here is a 3D
foot.
model?
The foot is real.
The foot is
real.
Okay.
So,
you're talking about the counter,
The counter. So the counter was cool, and then the liquid on the counter, he like simulated that to make it. So I think that makes it, that really sells it. Like
that is so cool.
So I did the actual little symbiote guy, and he rendered it, made the counter and everything, and then added like little goopy stuff to it, which really like it really made it look really
10
cool.
times better.
Yeah, 100%. That's what he does. I'll make a really crappy version of something in Blender. I'll give it to him, and I'll make it freaking cool. That's pretty much how we work together.
A lot of people say that Blender is like such a beginner 3D thing, but look what you can make.
Oh, I know. So this is cool. So there's a app you can get on your phone. It's called Polycam, and 200 photos of something. You can take it of this table, and it'll make it a 3D object in Blender that you can put into Blender and edit. So what this is I got our jersey and took a couple 3D photos of it, made them actual 3D models, and because I wanted the stuff to crawl over stuff, like you see it like kind of goes over actually, the SEC logo and stuff like that. So
there's some wanted dimensions to it.
Yeah, exactly. So made those 3D models, and then this effect actually is called ivy generator. So it's actually supposed to be like ivy with leaves, but you can mess with some stuff in a way to make it look like Venom, like with shaders and stuff like that.
So cool. Well, cool. Yeah, dude, that is the viral video.
It's funny because like I think the next movie was probably like in production during that time.
That is crazy.
I mean?
No. They were literally. So that's what made it blow up. We didn't even know this wasn't planned. The Venom movie, they were like marketing it during that time, and so like it came out like the next week.
Yeah.
How crazy.
I'm not even kidding. They commented on the TikTok, and they were like,
wow.
They said hashtag Venom balls.
Oh dang! Let's go. Sick. Hashtag Venom balls. So we're gonna get more into the editing side of things. So is like UT cool like with using footage that you've shot, or is it like what's the rules there?
No, I mean
they're just like anything you shoot, you can.
Yeah, I mean
that's cool.
If it's something I shot and I got a great shot and it's already been posted on Tennessee, like they don't mind if I post it or anything like that.
Yeah, as long as you're not breaking news, 100%, kind of thing.
100%.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So
you can post it afterwards.
And that's typically what I do. I would make my video for Tennessee, and then after that, I would make mine, and then once that's posted on Tennessee, I would post mine. You know, and it would never really be the same thing. Mine would be more of like a camera shot thing.
It's like it's a different thing.
Like it wouldn't be like the video, like the Tennessee thing would be like a highlight video.
What I really like is the seeing the timelines. I stop and watch yours and just any ones that pop up on my For You page.
We're gonna start. I think we're gonna start doing that more on Big Sites account.
It's just so interesting, and people love that. They're like, you see a video and you're like, oh, that's cool, but then you see like the sound effects and all this layering that you do. You know,
I do it because I don't want to just post the same video that fall football posted. You know, like I think it's kind of weird. So stuff like that, I'm just like, wow, I watched the whole thing. And I'm not even watching the video. I'm just watching the layers go by.
So kind of back to editing too. So do you guys have a set deliverable for like each game, or like kind of like, all right, we got a checklist of every little thing that we kind of need to get? What does that look like? Yeah,
we definitely do. On game days, it varies per game. Like if we're playing Bama, like we know, like hey, if we win this game, like you know, we're gonna have a lot to do at the end of the game. You know, but if it's like a UTEP, you know, still a lot of the same stuff, but you know, we're not going to go crazy at the end of the game or anything like that. It's just going to be like one simple post-game video, and then we want a fall walk deliverable, so we'll do a fall walk video pretty much every time. And typically VFL Films will handle like the pregame stuff. Game, we can't post anything during the game video-wise just because of TV and stuff like that. But after the game, we'll post all the one clippers we get. We call them one clippers. Like just like I got a really good shot of Jay Wright running that first touchdown against Georgia last year, 2 years ago now. I guess. And so like
the loudest Nealons ever.
Yeah, if we win that game, that's a one clipper easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then post game, we'll always do just like a kind of a post game video of the guys doing the waltz and running over there with the fans and hugging their families and stuff like that.
Just so simple the shots are, and how much people retain it and just love it. Like I love how
I think
you're in 120, 4K 120. Slow it down.
I think it's just because it's an angle that you don't see. Everyone else is behind it, watching it on TV they're in the stands. It's just that different angle. That's what drone did when drones came out. It's just like a different angle that no one sees. That people love to see that stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
One more question about editing. When it comes to UT Orange, is there a set like LUT or like how do you get that perfect Tennessee orange?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. If you're in broad daylight in our uniform, it's like a yellow almost. So that makes it hard when you're trying to post something on social media and it's just like, oof, like that kind of looks like mustard,
Based on that, the weather, it can be hard.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I love night games. Night games are the best because
you can really
the light
crank it down.
Yeah, and the lighting's the same the whole time. So like I colored one clip, they're all colored, which is great.
So good. Yeah.
I think the night games really make our jerseys pop the best. What we do, typically, we're all on Premiere. I know some people are like DaVinci and stuff.
We're DaVinci.
Wait,
really?
Is everyone?
Yeah, we're all Premiere.
Okay, Premiere.
Except,
I
think DaVinci. Gary in VFL Films, he's mainly football. He does DaVinci coloring. But I'm so stubborn, bro. Like, I learned Premiere all these years, and you want me to switch, bro? No thanks.
So when you came to UT, was everyone on Premiere?
Yeah.
And you're just like, you just felt right at home?
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
That's good.
If y'all were on DaVinci, I'd still use Premiere. Like, I'm not.
We came to Big Slate, and we were, it was a DaVinci family.
No.
Yeah. It didn't bother me that much, really, because, I love a good user interface. Yeah. So, like, everything was clean. It felt like it went well with my computer, I guess. I don't know. That's more for me. Like I love. It's easy on my eyes for some reason.
I started on Final Cut Pro.
That's funny.
It's all usually the same. It's just you got the cut, you got this.
I don't blame people at all for using anything other than Premiere, but like I just learned it for so long.
Yeah, it's
and I know the ins and outs of it. I'm just like, I'm not trying to learn. I'm 27 years old. I'm not trying to learn a whole new thing right now when I'm trying to learn Blender and all this stuff. It's just a funny story about Final Cut. I tried Final Cut when I was doing the wind shape stuff because that's what they offered.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I've never really used Final Cut before. I had to use Premiere a little bit, but I didn't want to pay for it. And so I was like, okay, I'll just use whatever they got me. And it like crashed on me like immediately. And I was like, okay, like this was terrible. Like if this crashes on me, and it crashed on me again, I was like, okay. And I was like, if this crashes on me one more time, I'm never using this again. And I'm buying Premiere right now. And it crashed on me again. I literally have never used it again, ever again. That was the day. I never used it again.
For everyone that doesn't know, Sony reached out. Well, actually, I'm going to let you tell the story. He has a Sony Spotlight. It was really for UT athletics, right? Or UT football.
Yeah.
Because you guys used the Sony cameras. But you got interviewed and some other people, but I'll let you tell the story and how you got into that.
So yeah, Sony Cine reached out to me, and I had been in contact to them a little bit through like my reels I had been making because they liked those, and they had picked some of them up and like posted them on their own channels, and they really liked those. And I had been talking to her name's Tanya over at Sony, and really awesome, love her. But one day she reached out and she was like, "We want to do this like little spotlight thing on you in Tennessee. Like,
cool.
We have this budget, but like, would you want to like just do it yourself and like edit it and film it yourself?" And I was like, honestly, probably be better just because like we can control it, and like we wouldn't have to like bring people in and stuff like that because it gets a little weird with football, like people coming in and stuff like that. So, like that was great. I was like, this is like really awesome. I never really expected this. and it was a little weird, like filming myself and filming like our guys. And then like editing was even weirder. Like editing this piece was even weirder because I'm like I'm talking, you know, editing myself talk, you know. It
is what it is.
But no,
so because you interviewed yourself in it, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, we like came up with the questions, and Luke, because Luke was a part of it, and John helped me with it, and they would ask the questions. But dude, I was so bad at it. Like it took me. Luke was like automatic. Like he like rang something off and it was really good. It would take me like 5 takes to get something right. Like
you couldn't tell.
Well, like, yeah,
like,
it came across really well.
It looks like professional, and it doesn't look like you are always.
I didn't even know that you edited it. I thought Sony did.
Yeah,
so
no,
like, I mean, that's a testament.
That's great
to what you're doing.
Great, thanks guys. But no, it was cool that we were one of the ones they picked to do the spotlight, and that's a testament to the Power T Tennessee brand, and to, you know, like all the great work, you know, we all do at Tennessee.
Halftime. So I didn't tell you this, but
he's not ready.
Me and you a little game here.
I'm so bad at this.
Oh, are you?
No,
but you have it though, right?
I have it. I played it.
We're just gonna play.
Let's ride.
First person to score, because we don't really have.
That's stressful.
So I was just figuring like we'd both be Tennessee.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you wanted to be Georgia.
Oh no, thanks. I'll be the Vols.
Davos. So we'll just play the first to score.
All right, let's do it.
I will say that I'm ass at this game. Like I am really bad. I tried to play online, and these kids are really good at the game.
So did you shoot this too, or?
Yeah, this is all me. Yeah, I'm right there. That too. Yeah.
Fireworks.
This is all in Blender.
Dang, man, Blender's gotten real good.
I will say I crap on these graphics. I think like I'm just like, bro. I'm just like, what is that? Like, look at.
Yeah.
Look at the flags. What is that?
What is that?
I know. Like,
to give them credit, I mean, they came a long way.
Oh, dude.
I used to play 2000s.
I also don't blame them because they had to do like 130.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
You don't think I'm going to run this out?
Dude, if you run this back, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, let me just...
No, sir.
I love the commentary. The commentary is the best.
I know.
They're like, why would this guy do that? He went for it and they're up by 75.
Sure. That's kind of how I play. I'm just like, oh, yeah, that works.
All right, Nico. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Get him.
And, yeah, he's open. He's open. He's open. Oh, there you...
No.
Did he catch that?
Yeah, he did.
Let's go. It's going to happen, bro.
Dang it, bro.
Are you ready for this? I don't know if you are ready for this. All right, let's do it.
Give me that.
Oh,
no. Pick it off. Pick it off.
Oh, no. That would have been horrible.
What are we doing?
My playbook.
Oh, dude, I'm just coach's suggestion every time.
James Pierce is staring me in the eyes right now.
Boo!
Oh, shoot. No. Nico, no. Nico. Okay, in real life, Nico would have not done that. This is bull crap, dude.
Well, watch the celly.
Oh, you were celebrating too? Oh, man. Who is that?
Will Brooks.
35? No. Oh, Will Brooks? Of course it's Will. All right, well, that was that. We don't have to go through that anymore.
Nice job. Nice job.
Good game, by the way.
It's such an element of like what you're doing, because I remember there was one video that I saw you had a while back of like, you know, you were showing the ball spiral in the air, and you cut it between practice and the game.
Oh yeah.
That was the coolest thing. I was like, oh my gosh, like you have to know where the ball's going to be at any point.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
or was it just kind of luck of the draw at that point?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you kind of can see it happening. Like, even like I feel like sometimes as a fan, you kind of see like, oh no, he's kind of open. Yeah. Like he's, you know, like you kind of see the play developing. I don't know our plays at all, so I don't really know what's going to happen.
Interesting.
It's just kind of like a guessing game. Yeah. But like we shoot with the offense coming at us because obviously like we're trying to score and they're going to score right in front of us. So when you're shooting football, typically you're going to try to shoot them coming at you, and defensively when the defense is coming at you. And I shoot on 100-400 lens to like kind of help with that. variability of, okay, like if they run the ball, I can get pretty tight on them, and if they throw it, I can kind of zoom out to get it. And so you just kind of head on a swivel, just kind of got to be ready for anything. And like I said, sometimes you can see it develop. Luke, he played quarterback for his whole life.
Okay,
so he actually sees
he sees
stuff, and he's like, oh, I know exactly where this is going. And typically he's right, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. And he's usually shooting that. He's on the FX3, right?
Yeah, he's on the FX3 on the sideline.
Yep.
But yeah, he'll see stuff happening.
He's the one that got the Jalen Hyatt catch, the infamous, man.
Yeah, no.
That's
beautiful shot.
Is that the one where he like the defender fell down in the foreground?
Yeah.
And
Alabama, like,
holy
fumbling.
Funny about that, he did it on an accident. And so, like, we shoot autofocus just because, like, I would miss more using manual than I would for auto.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah.
Even though auto it messes me up a couple times, which is really unfortunate, but it definitely saves me more than manual. But he was trying to focus on Hyatt running away, and our fans, but it just wouldn't focus. But it focused on the guy, and it just kind of worked out perfectly.
That's so sick.
And yeah, it was an accident,
Being close to all these players, like, you're in the locker room, you're in the huddle, you're right next to them on the sidelines. So it's like, do you start feeling like you're part of the team, and do they acknowledge you at all? And
yeah, I mean, we try to be a fly on the wall.
Yep.
We just kind of don't want you to know we're there. So we'll get the most authentic version of them.
Yep.
But we do a lot of content with them with media day and just after practice stuff, fun stuff, and that's kind of where we get to interact with those guys. And there's a couple guys that we grow really tight relationships with, and they'll come up to our office sometimes, and we have beanbags in our office, and they'll just come and chill out and hang and talk and stuff like that.
See the behind the scenes too.
Oh yeah, I know.
get that clip of me?
Yeah, that happens too. And
You see a bunch of touchdowns, you see a bunch of first downs, and you see a bunch of celebrations. What would you say is your favorite celebration that you've seen? And can you recreate it? Like right now.
Definitely can't recreate
If it's a backflip, I want to see you. Like,
I think Jalen Hyatt, because like he was a multi-touchdown guy a game.
yes, every game.
And like he'd scored. It was the Bama game, and he scored his third.
Yeah.
And he just hit the.
Yeah, he's just counting. Yeah.
And 3 alone was great. Like, that's amazing. You got 5,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
like,
crazy.
dude,
The
calm
5th one, he
down.
just kind of like went crazy, which I would have too. But that was cool. The funniest one, D. Williams in 2022 as well, got a punt return touchdown against Vanderbilt, and he faked an injury. And then did
I remember. And then the little twerk thing.
The
Everyone
funniest
was doing that.
thing. That was so funny.
Did you get a close up? You were there, right?
I was right there, bro.
Oh, man,
I
that's
got
awesome.
the whole thing. And I was like, because I literally verbally say, like, oh, no. Like,
oh, he's
no.
Oh, wait, no, wait.
I was like, what is he doing?
I mean, honestly, when I moved to Knox and I started seeing your stuff, I was like, these damn freaking students. I thought you were a student. I was like, hey, man, just giving them an FX6.
I
bet a bunch of people think that too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you go to UT.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be going to UT.
I've gotten the, are you a student at UT? And I'm just like, no. And then I've also gotten like a lot of people think I'm like the head guy, which is really funny because I'm not even close to the head guy, which is so funny. I'm like, I'm like one of the lowest on the totem pole, but like it's just because I'm one of the creator guys. But that's just what I do, and I just like to post stuff. So, but no, it is funny what people think sometimes.
Pass it on.
Dude,
there was a question from my last guest.
Yeah.
Not knowing who this guest was going to be, the question that he had was...
This was Jeff at Baker Boys.
Yeah.
Dude,
Have you been a Baker Boy?
Yeah, I live, not even kidding, 2 minutes away.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and we recently discovered it.
Jeff's question was...
If you could dunk a basketball, what's your dunk of choice?
There it is.
Windmill, alley-oop off the backboard.
Under the leg.
Under the cradle thing, you jump from the free throw. If you could dunk a basketball, what's your dunk of choice?
There it is.
Damn, that's a good question. Okay, good luck, fuckface. Dude, there's no chance you beat. What would your choice of dunk be? Get bent, dude.
I'm going windmill.
Windmill. What a
Windmill? Okay.
classic.
All right.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
the same thing, man.
Dude, windmill, like with your legs kind of up in the air, like full on just yamming that thing.
I couldn't dunk a basketball if I
dude.
tried. I am just vertically. I'm not there.
Short King Spring is here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wait, what was your dunk?
Oh, Oh, I'm always the under the leg 360.
Yeah.
If I could, but like I've always seen people like the NBA dunk competitions when they're like, bam, that's me. I
think I was always between the legs. I loved
between the legs. Is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like going around this way.
Between the legs and windmill are like the best for photos.
Yeah.
Like like between the legs would be so
like right there.
Yeah. And then windmill, you're just freaking just.
I loved. I did when we did jump on the trampoline like that. I loved. Me and my brother would do like alley oops.
Yeah.
There's something satisfying about that too. An alley oop
when it connects,
like,
the perfect like catch, and you're looking at the.
You're looking down on it.
You're like, oh, it's happening.
Exactly.
So the pass it on part is where you don't know the guest. I don't even know the next guest, but you're going to give me a question that I'm going to ask them on the next podcast episode.
Let's go with Stranded Island 3 items.
Oh, okay. Stranded.
Because you're going to have to answer this too.
It's actually funny you said that one. Did you hear that? Somebody asked this question to Theo Vaughn.
Oh yes.
Did they really?
Yes.
I bet his answer was wild.
He's like, I wouldn't describe this as an item, but a lady for sure.
And then my second item.
So that was what I thought. I was like, well, not an item, but definitely my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my wife would be an item, but it'd be cool to have her there. Okay, so if it was just me, I am bringing duct tape, gasoline,
Fair.
and a knife.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I can repair some stuff. I mean, I'll always have fire, and then knife.
How are you gonna start the fire?
With the knife somehow. All right, Bryce, you think you can do better? Go ahead, man.
You got to have some kind of like weapon of sorts.
Stranded Island.
Like
you never know.
Probably one good solid knife for sure.
I thought you were gonna be like one solid AK-47.
I don't know. Would you call like some type of like raft an item? I feel like we have like foldable rafts and like canoes and stuff like that. Okay. So like I would probably do one of those. You know, go out, do some reef fishing.
Yeah,
actually,
you need a fishing pole.
Yeah.
You didn't think about
that? No. One of my items will be, instead of a knife, do like a spear.
Oh man.
Yep. And then like
smart.
Honestly, I feel like goggles. Throw me some goggles.
So it's spear, raft, goggles.
You're straight up fishing.
I'm fishing
the whole time.
I'm fishing. I can handle the rest. I think.
How you gonna cook it though?
Oh yeah, I've watched the Outdoor Boys channel enough to know what I need to do.
My wife and I are obsessed with that show. We just turn it on and watch it, and like
fall asleep
no
usually.
Phones, just watch it the whole time. He hadn't said a word.
Yeah,
and he's just making a snow fort, and we're just like, dude, this is so great.
Is that the guy that you showed me?
Yeah, I had him literally playing in the studio here. We literally did the numbers on like his ad revenue that he gets on that channel. Dude, like it's like close to like 800,000 per month.
And he doesn't do any sponsors or anything. He just rocks. He just does it.
And he's like an epic dad too. It's so sick.
Dude, he's just a good dude.
Yeah.
So Noah, what's your 3? Stranded Island.
Yeah, give me the machete. Like you gotta cut stuff.
Okay.
You gotta
make. Oh man, machetes.
You gotta make forts. You gotta cut wood.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta make stuff.
Yep.
You know, my thing is flint and steel too. Is that 2 items or is that just 1 item?
Let's ask the judge. We don't have a judge. I think that's.
I was like, who else is here?
All right, flint and steel, because I would need to make the fire.
Okay.
You know, fire is just key. And then give me watermelon.
One watermelon, a single watermelon.
Well,
like seeds has to be
that, and like if you think about like watermelons, like food and water. Think about it. It's like it's kind of both. Like you make it a drink, you can eat it.
Yeah,
you're good.
Yep. It's not a bad idea.
You're good, and I'll make my spear with my machete. You know.
Okay.
This guy,
see, Noah, that's a good point.
I think he could outlive me if we run. I'm like, Noah, so what do we do? And I'd turn around. He had a fort built. Cup of comments. So I asked your followers and my followers to come up with some questions in the comments there. And you're just going to pull from this and answer them.
Ooh, okay, here we go. From Brookie Bright.
Oh my God, that's my wife.
Favorite memory as the videographer for UT Athletics? I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like that's probably an easy one. Alabama 2022.
I was about to say, give me Alabama 22.
And I mean, that's just like that stereotypical answer, I feel like, you know. But the reason it's mine is because I've been a Tennessee fan my entire life. I've watched every game, and we have never beat Alabama in my life, like in my knowing life. I think we beat them like 0-2 or something like that. But as far as every game I watched, we never beat them. And I was like, how cool would it be? It was like the first time I ever worked here, you know, and I'm on the field. We beat these guys for the first time ever. And it was Nick Saban. Like, you know.
Yeah, one of his last years.
It happened, and dude, I'm standing like right where the field goal went in.
Yep.
I'm standing on that end zone, and the second it went in, I had my camera wide lens. I'm just trying to capture the atmosphere.
You weren't holding the 360. That was
that was Tyler.
That was Tyler.
He was right next to me, but I had the wide lens, and like I just run out there, and I said every cuss word in the book, just like I don't even know what I was saying, you know. And like I was actually filming not in SNQ at that point, so you could hear all my audio, and dude, just the things I was saying, it was just wild. Celebrating, and
it had been a long time. So
Was it in your pocket?
which one?
With your stove?
Oh no, they had him in the locker room after.
Oh, okay. Ideal.
But yeah, just sprinting out there, and for that first sprint, I was a fan. Like, I was and then after that, I gathered myself. It's like I need to go find. I need to go find Hendon. Like I need to go find people and like film them.
Did you get shots of Hendon? And
no, never saw
Couldn't
Hendon
find
in the
him?
masses. I found BY, Byron Young.
Yeah.
I found a couple guys, and then got some good stuff in the locker room. But
I mean, the locker room was sick, though.
it was great. It was
the
awesome.
environment was.
But yeah, dude, I've never seen a storm field before, so like it filled up so fast. I was like, I was holding my camera like over my head, just trying to get something. Like,
wow.
I was struggling there for a little bit. But
were you in there when Peyton Manning was in the locker room too?
So Trey took that photo of Peyton and Jalen, and it's up in our in our office right now, which is cool.
That's neat.
Legendary photo.
But yeah, he took that photo, and that photo was just like, I'm pretty sure Trey was just around, and then Hyatt sees Trey. He's like, "Hey, can you take this picture of us real quick?" And Trey just snapped it, and it like became a super iconic photo.
Yeah,
so.
very iconic.
But yeah, that was my favorite moment for sure. There's been a lot of great moments.
It's hard.
I can't not say that one.
It's hard to
just
beat, man.
because of
Yeah.
just how it happened. All right. Oh, this is cool. Hello, Noah. I'm a young videographer from France, and I really love your work. What would be your advice to create your own style in terms of video creation?
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I think just getting inspiration is really important when it comes to getting your own style, because like I feel like you can't really get your own style without like knowing like how to do stuff, what stuff looks like, what's cool, what do you like? Because like without getting inspiration, like you don't even know what you like.
Yeah.
What I tend to do is like I have so many saved videos, bookmarks, all this stuff, and I get them from other sports. Like I'm a big motorsports guy. I love F1 stuff like that. So I get a lot of inspiration from Formula One, movies and stuff that's not football, and try to bring that into the football world, kind of thing.
We've all done that, for sure. I mean, that's what we do every day.
Yeah,
100%.
It was cool. Like when I said Sam Coulter earlier,
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, Sam Coulter.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Everyone
He was
knows
the guy
him,
then.
but like everyone's kind of taken a little bit of Sam Coulter, a little bit of Casey Neistat, and just kind of made their own.
100%.
One of the biggest thing I was a fan of is the memes.
Yeah.
The meme edits.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are so hilarious.
Yeah,
Were you behind the edit on that?
Yeah. So what we were just saying, like taking inspiration from something else. These Call of Duty meme videos were always just the craziest
Why not
thing.
do that with
and
football?
Fortnite, like they did them too. So I was like, dude, this would be so funny if we did this for the football world.
Yeah.
And we did, and it was like a hit immediately, which we kind of expected because it was just off the chain.
Yeah.
And so that's an example of taking something from something else and applying it to the football world.
Yeah.
So definitely don't think that's bad. Definitely don't want to steal stuff, but take it and spin it your own way. And I think your style is an accumulation of, inspiration that you've gathered from other outlets and other people.
Yep.
So what initiates a concept like dark mode? Does it originate from a 3D mind knowing capabilities?
So that one's from Alan.
I was wondering if it was Alan.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a little bit of both, to be honest with you. It was more like I mentioned earlier, like we couldn't really do it the year before because I really didn't know how to. Kind of took it on this year because I had a lot more knowledge of it. But still, there was a lot of like okay, how do we do this actually now? So, because like the original idea was way bigger than what we actually did. Like we were actually gonna like put the venom on him, and
like
him
the head.
oh yeah, we're like shake it off of him, like
really? Wow.
yeah. But then we're like, we don't know how to do that. So
We can't do that.
let's just do this instead. So it was a little bit both of like the VFX came from, you know, like, oh, we know how to do the Venom stuff, like on the models. Like we could definitely do that. I can figure out the symbiote thing. We can make that.
That was so cool.
And then after that, it was just like, because we had the big ideas, and we were just like, okay, we really can't achieve those with what we know now. So like, what can we do? And that's kind of where the solution came from of, okay, let's dumb it down a little bit and like do what we know in this short amount of time. Because literally we filmed it on a Friday, and I think it went on Monday. So
Quick turnaround time.
Yeah,
That's sick.
this is my boy Isaac.
Let's go. Shout out Isaac.
Yeah. Is there any times when you feel stagnant, and what do you do to get past that? Yes, all the time. I think that comes with the job. Feeling, you know, stagnant, feeling that I'm not good enough, especially like comparison is the thief of joy. You know, like I see, like we were talking, like a 20-year-old making this just incredible video, and I'm just like, bro, I suck. Like I would never do that. So I'm still working through that, just trying to figure that part out. It's definitely a lot of like actually not looking at a screen, not looking at a computer, not thinking about your work. I can't really do that without finishing some stuff, but I've had to learn that recently because I've been doing a lot more freelance, and it's been a lot more bigger projects where I can't really finish it immediately. And it's just like, it's always in the back of my mind when I don't have an unfinished product.
Same, dude.
So if you can finish your stuff, finish it, and then just take a break. You know, and
take a break is big.
In the sports world, college sports, like especially Isaac. Isaac did a lot of the other sports, like he did track and stuff like that at Tennessee.
Cool.
A lot of the times you don't really get that break, and so I think I spend some time scrolling through reels and stuff to get inspiration again, try to reignite that spark again, to see other people's stuff and not like be upset about it.
That's the key.
More like motivation.
But motivated, like, oh, I can do something like that. Like reigniting that spark. 'Cause like when you were first starting, like you're very ambitious, you know, instead of like, I can't believe that guy makes that video way cooler than me. Like it's more like oh, that guy like made that video. How can I do that? You know, like, how can I do that in my own way or whatever? So
I feel like it motivates me scrolling, like, and I see something better. It's not like really that I look at myself as stagnant or lesser. It's like, oh, dude, I could get there.
But it's just a balance of, you know, gaining inspiration, taking a break, not being so hard on yourself. Because like you're your worst critic. And it really shouldn't be that way. You should be your biggest motivator. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So,
I think
That's a good way to put it.
I think having a child has actually helped me out with that. I'll be editing, and it's just like, because it's important to take a break. And like just step away from it, because then you come back with like a fresh mind. But Ari has definitely helped me out. It's just like I'll be editing, and then she like smiles at me. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then we go play with it, and then I come back and I'm like actually like ready to edit. You know.
I've experienced that too, and that's definitely helped me.
So have a child. That will help you.
That's definitely helped me with like the unfinished product thing, like where I'm just like, I can't get out of my mind. That having a kid has definitely like made me take a step back, where I was just like, I'll go work on it after he's asleep or something like that. It's definitely given me a whole new perspective on work and everything. And like, you know, before kids and everything and before wife, like it's just work.
Yeah.
And
That's what you want to do,
when
man.
you get married and have a kid and everything, it's just
different.
like, it's not even... It's definitely not the first priority is work. It's your wife, your kid, and your family and all that stuff. And then work is something you do. Still passionate about it, but
absolutely.
it's something you do, you know, secondary to that. So
my wife and I just got married back in October.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, and it's been really fun. Like, I don't know, there was something about like creating your vision of just like your life and what it is, and you can just see it, and you can actually feel like you're like planning towards it. There's just something about it. It's been so fun.
To your point, it's like, then you start thinking, dude, my dad did the same shit. Like, oh my God, he had to find someone, and then like marry, and then like, dad, what?
Exactly.
I have thought about that too. I'm just like,
older.
my dad had to like change this blowout You know, just like I'm changing his. You know what I mean? Like my mom had to deal with this, and I'm just like, that's kind of crazy. You know,
they're going through life for the first time too,
I know.
which is mind blowing to hear.
It has given me like having a kid has given me a lot more patience.
Yeah,
and
patience and like a new perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
This one says, "How'd you get the Chase Elliott gig? Would you ever choose motorsports over football?"
Ooh, dang.
It's a good question. 'Cause I love motorsports.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Shout out Joey. Chase Elliott gig kind of explained that with the agent earlier.
But would
I ever
choose?
choose?
How long was that gig?
It was about a year and a half.
Yeah.
I would say no right now because a lot of the things that made me want to leave that job was the travel.
Yeah.
Because like
NASCAR
is gone.
Yeah.
They're in a different city every single weekend.
I had a feeling that was a piece of it.
And obviously, me and my wife had just got married. And I got that job. So like we just got married and I was never home. So
it
was a little tough. We worked it out, but it was a little tough. But now having a kid, like I don't want to travel 35 weeks out of the year, you know, plus some.
There's a little traveling in UT, but just like
we only travel like 6 or 7 times,
right?
Maybe. And those trips are like less than. They're like we literally go Friday night and come back Saturday night.
NASCAR is a whole different beast. Though.
NASCAR, dude, you're there like sometimes you're there on Wednesday to Sunday, and then most weekends you're there like Thursday or Friday to Sunday. So it was
pre-races and everything.
Yeah. It was tough. Love it. Love motorsports. Would love to like work an F1 race or something like that as a freelance gig or something like that. Yeah. Would definitely pick that.
Just check it off the list.
Right now, football has my heart, and Tennessee specifically has my heart, and I don't want to leave it anytime soon just because the people there, the job I have, players, everything is it's perfect.
That's awesome.
Would you rather film a night game in the pouring rain or a noon game in 100-degree heat? Night game. I
was about to say, come on. That's our boss, Jonathan Alley.
Night game in pouring rain is actually, it poured down when we played Vandy 2 years ago. And it was at night, but some of the coolest shots came out of that.
Oh, yeah.
When you're 100-degree heat, noon game.
Just wanted to be over.
That orange looks yellow. It's hot. And I'm burning. And the turf is like, we played in Nashville a couple years ago now. And they have turf, and dude, it was our first game. That turf is just freaking radiating.
You just feel it coming out.
Oh,
and man, I was cooked. Like, I don't know how they do it. I mean, the players condition all the time and stuff. That's how they do it. I don't. I don't remember the last time I worked out. Dying out there. So,
dude, the one thing that I don't think people understand, like especially with videography, and like it sucks so bad to have to work outside and not wear sunglasses.
Dude, yeah, like, I know. I can't do it.
I'm like, you catch yourself like you're squinting, you know, like you get home and then, or like you just go inside and then you're like,
I can't see my monitor.
Yeah. Like all day you're just like,
it's
just like, oh my gosh, my eyes are like,
my
I'm gonna have crow's feet by the time I'm
sunglasses
like
and I don't.
Dude, heat. I don't have a super big problem with heat, but filming a game and the sun's beating down on you, and you're just kind of sitting in one spot, it gets tough. Craziest moment you caught on tape? I don't even know.
I think you kind of answered that with Bama 22.
Yeah.
But is there another moment that you're just like, damn, that's crazy?
I honestly think what you talked about earlier, like
spiral,
the exact same practice shot to game was like, I thought of that. Well, it was after the game. I kind of thought about that. I was like, dude, I think I have the same exact thing. It was to the same people. It was like Joe threw it to Ramel. Like same people, same play. I was in the same spot. I was like the craziest thing.
Yeah. And the fact that you didn't plan that, that's so sick.
Yeah, no, it just kind of happened. That's kind of what I'm thinking of right now. Is just like how that worked out.
I mean, that's a testament to like our industry, but also like their work and what they do. And you know, I mean, that's what football is. It's repetition. It's practice and finding that spot.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Do you ever feel like you're missing out watching games through the lens instead of like everyone else? We actually talked about this the other day. I said these words, and I quote, I feel like I haven't seen a Tennessee game in 3 years because I'm just watching it through a monitor.
Yep.
And then my boss was like, oh, you get to sit on the sidelines every game. Yeah. That must be so hard. I was like, okay.
People don't know, man.
I understand.
You're locked in. You're locked in when you're in video mode.
I think it's important to like take the moment in. Have you guys ever seen the movie Secret Life of Walter Mitty or whatever?
I think so. Yeah.
It's a good movie, and at the end of it, don't want to spoil that, I guess, but I'm going to.
It's like 5 years old or 6 years old. I think you can spoil it.
It's about this photographer, and he's like about to get the shot of his life, and he doesn't take it because he just wants to like
see it,
be in the moment.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nice.
I definitely don't do that because
Yeah,
I want to do my job.
You still gotta
But
have a
there is
job.
moments that, you know, I'll stand there and I'm just like, wow, this is actually like pretty crazy.
Just take one
like
second
in between
to,
plays or something like that.
Yeah.
During the plays, I'm like filming. I'm like I'm locked. But
Neyland Stadium is just it's so great atmosphere. It's like it's like almost like you have to soak it up. It will force you to be in Neyland Stadium.
well, even like away games too. Like I'm just, you know, like not everyone gets to go to, you know, South Carolina or Georgia or anything like that. And like even some games we're losing. Like I'm just like, dang, I'm really fortunate to be here and experience this. And you know, sometimes it sucks, but you know, I just like to kind of take it in because like not a lot of people get to do this. Right. So
we kind of resonate with that too. It's just like we have some clients who are just like, oh my God, can this be over? But then like there's sometimes I'm floating on the river with a river rat. That's one of our clients. Yeah. I'm just like in a tube. I'm like, dude, I'm getting paid for this.
Exactly.
Like, or I'm like at Brimstone.
We're at Brimstone. We're
like
riding side by side.
Yeah, side by side. And I just take it a second, and I'm like on the top of this mountain. I'm just like, damn, I'm getting paid to just capture this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I definitely feel like I have watched UT games the past 3 years, and I've had the best seat in the house for sure. Yeah. But it is kind of funny sometimes when like physically I am not looking at the play that's happening on the field. I'm literally watching it on a little screen, which is fun. But oh my God, this is my brother. He said, "Which brother is your favorite?"
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh.
that's my little brother.
How many siblings do you have?
I have four little brothers. Four little brothers. Yep. All of you, idiot.
All of you.
I love all of you equally.
But if I had to choose one.
From Taylor Matthews, how do you even get your foot in the door with athletic programs like this if you aren't an athlete or attend the school? It's a good question. Honestly, I feel like I'm not the best person to answer that because I mean, like I explained earlier, a lot of these situations fell into my lap. Yeah. Really. But there's things you can do that I also did that can help you. I took a job that I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do, but I knew it allowed me an opportunity to potentially do what I wanted to do.
So it's for your next role kind of thing.
Yeah, specifically at Georgia, I knew I really wanted that G on my resume, and I literally just saw it on it was just an ad on Facebook or whatever. That's crazy. And my boss told me about it, and I applied and got that. Getting your foot in the door, there's plenty of websites out there that have like sports openings, like Teamworks Online, and Twitter's a big one. School Sparks has they post openings a lot. So there's a lot of openings that you can shoot your shot, apply, get your foot in the door, you prove yourself, head down, do the work, make your own opportunities, post your work, because that's helped a lot. Important. I mean, that's how I got with Sony and stuff like that. So just being online, having all the social medias, post on Twitter, post on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. You know, that's how I got Chase Job too. Like we contacted through LinkedIn, and I literally told my dad I was never going to get a job through LinkedIn. And surely enough, the LinkedIn agent reached out to me, and we DM'd on LinkedIn. Yeah. So making sure your social presence is there, you know, take on those smaller jobs, even if they're not paid, you know, get that experience, and make the most of every opportunity you can get.
So what you're saying is basically take your shot.
Oh my gosh. Hey.
Shit. Hey.
Cheers to that, man.
Yep. Cheers to that.
What has been your favorite highlight you've ever made? I don't even know. When we released our new smoky gray uniforms this past year, the volunteer state ones, that was months of planning for that video. Because, I mean, really big uniform, new uniform. Yep. And it was about our state. You know? So
then paid off for you.
That was a lot of planning and really satisfied with the edit. Yeah. Nice.
Feels
that
good.
was like one of the only pieces where I was like, you know, 'cause sometimes you make stuff and you're just like, it's all right. Like, I can do it better. That was one where I was like, okay, like that one was good. Yeah. Like I'm really proud of that one. Like looking back on it now, I'm still like, yeah, that was good.
It feels the best.
I'm excited about that one.
Because the creativity is different from, you know, when you're pre-planning your role, you know, versus the stuff that you're doing on your social. Yeah. I would say you're limited with assets, probably with the stuff that you have to do through the university versus your social.
Yeah.
So.
and I got to like plan the shoot for that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
We had a whole team doing it, and it was fun. I got to like low-key direct, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I love directing, man.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. Like, no, we're going to do that over.
Exactly.
I know that's going to be a pain in edit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So I was really proud of that one. And obviously, like, that one didn't, like, blow up or anything. But I'm more proud of that one than the Venom video. But the Venom video, just, like, everyone loved. You know, like,
it is what it is sometimes.
Yeah, that's why, like, it's not about, in our job, it's not about the numbers.
Yep.
You know, numbers are important when it comes to, like, sponsorships, ads, stuff like that. But I don't think it measures how good a video is or not.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Or how proud you are of
100%,
a video.
100%. Okay, I actually really love this question, Isaac. It says, what skill do you think is most valuable to dedicate your time to being an expert at? If you could only choose one. I always have this saying, like when people ask me to do stuff, like don't be an expert at one thing, be good at a lot of things.
Okay.
That's helped me this entire time. Like, I know how to use Photoshop. I know how to make a graphic. I know how to take some photos. I know how to do a video. I semi know how to do Blender. That is what separates you nowadays. Because I mean, a lot of people can use Premiere and like
Everyone
make a
knows how to
video.
edit now. You can CapCut edit.
100%.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely what separates you in the industry. Going back to the question of how do you get your foot in the door, being versed in a lot of different things. Is a way you can do that as well.
That almost like motivates you too. Like when we got Alan, our VFX artist, it like motivated me to be like, I've never like explored the realm of 3D.
Yeah.
Like maybe I should do it, and I have.
100%. Yeah. But if you were to be an expert at one thing, which I don't recommend,
that's.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess it just depends on what you want to do. Like, if you're passionate about photo, then go be a photographer. If you're passionate about video, go be a videographer.
Based on
I'll just break it down for video though. So like, let's say that you wanted to be a videographer. What part of?
Oh, dude, short form.
Yeah, short form.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, like short form is like, if I make a video over 2 minutes, that's rare now.
And no one's gonna
And
watch
I make
2 minutes.
And in a year, I make hundreds of videos, and that is rare if I make a video over 2 minutes. I'm not saying, I think the long form is very important. Gary at VFL Films, who's mainly with football, their VFL Films kind of split up too as well. Like Gary is typically with football. He does the juice and all that kind of behind the scenes long form stuff. Which
more docu-style.
Love that. He does a great job, and that's something that I'm not very good at.
Yeah.
And
do you ever have like an itch to like, you're like I really want to tell
I do.
this story?
I definitely do. But like, man, I don't know. I'm just not very good at it. Like I've tried, and he's just way better at that stuff. He used to work for the Bengals. He worked for the Bengals when they went on their Super Bowl run.
Oh dang!
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Wow.
And so he was a student at Tennessee. Went to the Bengals, then came back to Tennessee.
Okay. Wow.
So, but yeah, he's amazing at that stuff. And but I would say in this world now, short form video would be the skill to hone in and like follow trends, make a cool 30-second reel. All right, this one's easy. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is turquoise. I love turquoise. Like my favorite color is blue and green, so just combine them.
Change the color.
Dude, change the color right now. Oh, Stephen Bearden. I love Stephen Bearden. I'm sure you've seen his drone stuff around here.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said, "What has been one shot you are the most proud of?" It's a really good question. It was happened last year. Dante caught the ball. It was just happened right in front of me. He like runs right at me, and I'm like, he's really right in front of my camera. Perfect focus again. Like, let's go. Thank you, Sony. You know. Dante starts doing his like celebration, and then like I see the fireworks behind him, and it's like perfectly happening, and like my mouth is just like. like I wish you could see me. I'm visibly like in shock of like what is happening. Ooh, this is a great question. 7,200 or 100 or 400?
We were just talking about football length. Okay.
For football now, I used to be 7,200. I was 7,200 for 2 years, and then I changed to 100, 400. I would definitely say 100, 400 because the 7,200, I would probably get better shots 20 yards in because like I had the little bit of a wider lens. Like when they got super close. 2.8 is just a little bit crispier than because the 100 400 is 4.5 to 5.6. So
and it usually doesn't bother like when you have to punch in for vertical. At all.
Yeah, don't really have to worry about that.
Cool.
But 100 400, I was able to get more shots. So like when they're running, handing the ball to the running back on the 50-yard line, I'm able to get that way better than I would with the 7,200.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
200 extra, length on that. So. I would definitely say 100 400. When you're that zoomed in to 400, you still get that bokeh depth of field, even at 4.5.
Yeah.
You know, 4.56. So
are you shooting? So like when you're shooting, are you shooting for vertical?
No. I mean, obviously we're going to edit it vertically, but it's not. I'm not thinking about it.
I gotcha. Like you're not like blocked off on your monitor.
No, we just kind of like deal with it and later.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Fix it in post.
Yep. Classic.
If not Sony, then who?
No. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, quit.
I'm just done.
No, if not Sony, then I mean, probably Canon. Like, because they have I've used Canon before, I mean, if I can get my hand on like a red, you know, like.
Dude, that'd be cool.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Large files though.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
For sports, I don't think red is practical.
Yeah. If you could box any celebrity, past or present, who would it be and why? Definitely. I saw this question. I already had an answer for it.
Oh, did you?
What's his name? What's the actor's name? Barry, who had just dated Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? I think it's Barry. I'd box that guy. How are you going to cheat on Sabrina Carpenter, bro?
True.
How are you going to do that?
What's up with that?
You deserve to be boxed. I'd box that
Throw
guy.
some hands.
Yeah. I'd box that guy. Oh, this is Isaac. Isaac, he used to work at Vehicle Films.
Yep.
He's like the best shooter I've ever seen. And so I'm really surprised he's asking me questions. What's the most challenging play to capture on the field? Interception, big downfield touchdown, etc. I have some thoughts. Shoot, man. It all for me, because I'm just not that great like you are, Isaac. Isaac gets up in the stands, man, and like shoots down and gets like the coolest shots. And like every once in a while he'll come shoot a game, and every time like we know he's coming, we're just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, we're good.
Like, I don't know how to shoot. Yeah, you know, Isaac's here. Honestly, the hardest thing to shoot is it's a slant route, which is like weird to say, but like.
Oh yeah, they're coming towards you too.
Yeah, coming at me, kind of like slant route in the end zone. So like they're kind of just right there, but like I can pan all the way over here and see somebody, and I also pan all the way over here and see somebody. So like you gotta be really quick, and it's just like a bang bang. Yeah. And like I don't even know what happened.
That
like,
close too. Like if it's in the end zone.
That close.
Yeah.
So that's probably the hardest to shoot. I have no idea what's happening.
I would say so.
My wife had one, and she wanted to know: have you ever been close, or have you ever gotten hit on the sideline? Like
yes. Not with a ball. It was by the ref. So
really?
There was one game. It was in 2022. Luke was always on the sideline. I was always in the end zone. For some reason, we decided to switch that game, and I was going to film sideline, and he went into the end zone. And sideline, I didn't realize, but you got to move. Like you're up and down. Like you're running and gunning. Like, man, it was after the first quarter, and I was like dying. I was like, dude, I'm not cut out for this. Yeah. And Luke, obviously, he played quarterback in college, so like I mean, he's pretty conditioned. He works out. He's athletic. Yeah. I'm not at any of those things right now. So, but no, I was on the sideline, and I was like, there's this white line you got to be behind. I was well behind it, right? And we were like looking in the end zone, and dude, this ref runs over, goes in the white line, and I'm like looking through the eyepiece, and his elbow goes into my camera, which the camera goes into my face, like hits me in my nose. I immediately like start bleeding out my nose, like it happened immediately, and I was like, had blood all over me. I was like, I just went to the locker room and see my face, and I was like, bro, what just happened? At halftime, I was like, Luke, you're going back to sideline. I can't do this anymore. And we're switching back. And I went back to the end zone because I was like, I'm not doing it. But
did you guys switch cams too?
Yeah. I took his, he took mine. Yeah. It was. Yeah, I have been hit, and that wasn't fun. But other than that, not really.
Ask you your shirt size so I can give you this.
Hey,
take your shot. Shirt.
Nice.
Thanks, bro.
I don't think you have one, right?
I don't know. One.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Well, thanks for coming on.
Dude,
and let's do one more cheers.
Yeah.
I don't know. What should a successful national championship? Is that what we should cheers to?
Yeah.
All right. Go Vols.
Go Vols.
All right.